Good morning. Welcome to the Advice Centre. You're in for a treat today with Darren's talk about his first trip to Europe. Let's say it's not a conventional travelling to Europe talk.
It's not that at all.
But it's certainly funny and interesting. And it's your last talk of the season as well.
It is.
So
Last talk of the
go
season.
out in a bang.
Yes. Right. Yes. So, yeah, this isn't a conventional talk. There's a lots of people that do the how to travel to Europe and that. So this is just how I done it and how, what I got up to over there. So let's crack on, shall we? Or we could just stare at my face. I mean, it's quite a nice picture, right? Right. Anyone that doesn't know me, I am Darren, the Urban Motorhome. I've been living full-time for almost 8 years now on the road in my motorhome. I was a lorry driver. I gave that up and I've gone full-time now, traveling around making videos, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty lucky to be doing that. Now, this is my, aka the land yacht, my home, my bachelor pad on wheels. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I moved in March 23. It is quite a beast. It's 5 ton and it's, almost 8.5 meters long. So it is, quite a bachelor pad to have. I've got lots and lots of space, which means I fill it with lots and lots of gadgets. Yeah. Right. So I'd never ever been to Europe, but this was what I was planning to do. This was the 3 countries that I went to. Like I say, I've never ever been over there. Now, as being a lorry driver, I was quite a confident driver. I'm not the world's best, but I'm pretty confident in what I do. Now, going over, there was a few things. Now, I'm not a planner. I'm really not. I kind of wing it, which isn't the best thing to do when you're going over somewhere that you don't really know and they don't speak your language for one, so you can get into a little bit of trouble. So, but I'd done a little bit of prep. So I went on and I got my Critique Air sticker for France. Mine's obviously 5 ton and they don't like it, so I got the really bad one. But I didn't do it in time, so please make sure you do it in time, because I only got the email. I didn't get the sticker. My mum had to send me a picture of the sticker, so it stayed at home. So I didn't put it in the window, but I didn't get told off, so, we're all right. We're winning. I checked my insurance and my breakdown, make sure I was covered, because I'm no good with vehicles. If they break, I need help. I do need a phone number to call and make sure they can come and help me. So I did check that I was covered. I got an international driving license permit from the post office. You don't need it, but I got it. And then I got photocopies of all my documents, just to be looking like I'm really trying to help. If I've done something wrong, I want to look as good as I can, hand them all the copies and go, I'm really sorry, what have I done? But there's all my details. And that seemed to work. I didn't need any of them. Still got them in the van now. But, it kind of just set my mind at ease a little bit, I made sure I had travel insurance because I'm quite clumsy. And I can do stupid things, and I wanted to make sure I was covered because I didn't want any major bills. And I got myself a proper sat nav for the camper for the new one, and to make sure it was ready for Europe. Because again, I am a confident driver, but I've never driven on the wrong side of the road, and I've never driven anywhere in Europe with any of their rules. So that's all I pretty much done to get over there. I did have my angles morts and my breakdown kit for France, but if you do, I went over on the shuttle. If you do forget anything, there is a shop there, well overpriced, I'll tell you that, well overpriced. But there is a shop, so you can buy it all if you get there and you've forgotten something. If you can get it, so don't worry. Now, challenges, driving on the wrong side of the road. Like I say, I didn't know how I was going to be, it was this. I've never been even over in a car driving over there, so it was quite a learning curve going over first time in an 8.5 meter motorhome with 5 ton on my back. But you just got to crack on with it, haven't you? Right? While camping in another country. Now, I don't like to call myself this, but I'm pretty confident and quite an expert at parking here. I will park anywhere here. I've parked in supermarkets, I've parked outside Krispy Kreme donuts, Dunkin' Donuts. I've parked in every single place known, and I've done videos to show it as well. and I have no problem. Never had the knock, which is I'm pretty proud of. Over there, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just didn't know if it was going to work, if I could do it, how the parking worked, what I was going to do. I wanted to also find out what I like and dislike. Now I've been given the opportunity and the privilege to do this as a job. Going on holiday is fine. Going on holiday and doing things like that is fine. But now I can do it and travel a lot longer, a lot slower, and do multiple things. I wanted to find out what I did like and what I didn't. Now, Wi-Fi mobile. Now I've got plenty of friends that have done Europe, and I could have asked them all, how do you do it? What do I do? What's the right way of doing this? What's the wrong way? That's a bit boring, isn't it, right? You want to find out from your mistakes, yeah? You want to mess up, because then I was filming it as well. So if I'd done an epic mistake, I helped you all out, It's a public service, right? So mobile and Wi-Fi was one of my things that I needed to figure out. And my route and plan. I really had no plan. I was just going straight over, and I think I had like 4 days to get to Amsterdam to a campsite to meet some friends, and then other than that, I was going to go to Park for Nights headquarters. But everything in between, in this whole 8 weeks, was completely up for grabs, to be fair. What did I like and love? I mean, the wild camping is so easy. I mean, how many of you have been over to Europe in your motorhomes? Okay, it's easy, right? It is just amazing. I use Park for Night and Google Maps, and it was they're just everywhere. There's just beautiful park-ups everywhere. I mean, we've got some amazing park-ups in this country, but out there it is just an abundance. And the services are so easy and accessible. You're just driving along, and then there's water, and usually it's free or very, very cheap. There's Elson points everywhere. There's just places to park. It's just so good. And I know it's because I'm on a bit of a holiday mode, but everywhere's stunning. It just is. I mean, look at that. That's just great. I mean, there was that's my old motorhome. My friend Pete come along, and that's the new one. So just parked up on a roadside, and then we walked in and had a little look around. But how good does that look? I mean, it just looks great, right? Now, I found that people were really helpful and friendly. There was no, they didn't want to talk to me or anything like that because for whatever reason. But I got over here. Do many of you do wild camping over here? Many of you do wild camping, yeah? Do you get the feeling that you're not doing something right? You're not getting told off. No one's coming and screaming at you, but you park up somewhere. There's a little bit of a feeling that you're just being a bit on the edge, aren't you? But over there, that's gone. You're just welcome everywhere. No one looks at you. You're invisible. And for me to be invisible is quite a feat, to be fair. It is quite a feat, to be fair. You're not looked upon in any way. Now, I will warn you, this talk's going to take a quick turn, and it's going to be very food heavy. It's going to be very food heavy. No shock, is it really? No shock. The food over there was incredible, which you're about to see. And I found out that I quite liked grand architecture. It was quite nice walking around. I felt small looking up at all this grand buildings. Now, park-ups. We'll start with park-ups. Now, opposite of McDonald's straight away. you got to try, haven't you? It's a different menu, Now both these park-ups this one was in Belgium, and I think this might have been in Belgium as well, actually. But they were park and rides. Now, I would definitely recommend park and rides. When I pulled up here, there was motorhomes all along here, all the way up to big Morellos. I saw a few Morellos, so like coach-sized motorhomes. So it wasn't just a few small ones. Everyone was welcome. But you go in, you get a ticket, and then it includes your bus fare into the town or the tram or whatever you're close to. This one here was completely free in a place called Ghent. And just here, there was a shuttle bus that picked you up, that come every half an hour for free from about 9 in the morning to about 9 at night, and took you into Ghent 3 times a day, 3 times an hour usually. It's just all for free. And I parked there. I mean, I could have stayed there for weeks because the food in Ghent was amazing. I really could. But the park and rides are definitely something people should take advantage of over there, because it's accessible to get into places because they've got all the transport links, and really, and they don't usually cost that much. I think this one was like a couple of euros a day. So really worth it. I mean, I've got services, but services are, like I say, fully accessible everywhere you go. I mean, look at these. Like I said, it's good, right? It's good park ups. Again, I'm down here. Now, you'll notice here there's lots of, I don't know if any of you know, I actually have another channel. It's a fishing channel. I quite like a bit of fishing. Now, as you can see, I've parked near lots of water. Parked there and thought I'd go fishing, Didn't catch any fish. I'm really bad at it. I tried my best. Did not catch any there or any on here. It was, but I mean, you can't, argue that these are stunning places. And I'm not paid for any of these. These are just free places to park. No one looks at you again. And yeah, it was just stunning to just stay here. Now this, again, this is, for me, it is quite remote for me. I mean, I know there's still buildings around, and we're not up in the Rockies, and we're out, 100 miles from civilization or anything. But for me, my name's the Urban Motorhome. I am, industrial estates, car parks, things like that. So that's where I'm most comfortable. So this is quite remote for me, because if I get a bit, scared, no one's going to hear me scream that far, But didn't scream, didn't get scared. I was a big boy. Again, water. Did I catch? No, didn't. I really should give it up, shouldn't I? But you've got to say, this is probably the best picture ever. Chilling there with the best beverage. I will not have that, disputed. The best beverage in the world, looking out at that. Again, this was a free park up. Stayed here for 3 days. And yeah, there was. I took a little trip down this road and then found a bakery, because you've got to go to a bakery every day in France. You just have to, it's the law. It was really, really good. And again, it was quiet and just I mean, the locals did turn up on the Sunday, I think it was. And then here there was some, where they play one of their ball games. I can't remember what game it was, but I woke up and there was like 50 people outside, and I was like, oh no, I've parked somewhere where I really shouldn't. But they didn't look at me, I didn't bat an eyelid, I just went on my way, they went on with their day. Yeah, really good. And this park up, now this one you could stay for 72 hours. It was all signed, all nice. Again, you might just be able to make a faint bit out. There's a nice little river there. Did I catch? No, not at all. I really should give the fishing up. Don't know why I even do a channel. But this was, again, there was a lovely little bakery just around here, just down the road. But we could stay here for 72 hours, and it was just perfect. There was a tap at you could probably just see a little building here. There was a tap for water, fresh water. And yeah, it was just stunning being able to travel around and through all this countryside. And this was probably my best park up, because we were going down this dirt road, and I was like, we're just going down the side of a farmer's field here. We should not be down here. We really shouldn't. This is not right. And I've got to try and turn this around, and it's just not going to work. So, but we kept persevering, get down there, and then it just opens up to this vista. I mean, it was incredible. Now, I took this shot here with my drone. You shouldn't really get a drone out over an edge because of the updraft. The drone just went, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to see that again. Luckily, I did. I did, but and I've got to make a confession. Now, this is a lovely picture for Instagram, right? I don't want you to judge me, because that's not my plate. Right? That's got way too much colourful stuff on the plate, right? That was my friend Pete. That stuff is like some mosques or whatever it is, and he grows it in his van. Like I don't know what it is, but yeah, it made me look sophisticated and a bit, not like a 5-year-old on the Instagram. So I stole his plate for a picture. Had to be done. Right? I told you it's going to get food heavy, right? Now, I apologise. This is a bit of a vegetarian or vegan's nightmare right now, but this is my heaven. The food over there in the supermarkets was unreal. I love their supermarkets. Their hypermarts are a world of their own. I actually spent 7 hours in one. I actually went and spent an entire day in the biggest one I could find. And I was like, right, I'm spending the day here just walking around. I bought so much rubbish. Because there's everything in there. But I was predominantly hanging around the meat counters going, yeah, I'll barbecue that tonight. I'll barbecue that. I mean, there's great restaurants. There's tons of great restaurants, great food everywhere. But in the supermarkets, it is fantastic. And then eating out. The street food is incredible. It's just, I mean, that there was a small portion of chips. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm not really a chip eater, but I couldn't even deal with them. And that was there was someone did actually order a large portion of chips. And I actually had to run out and said, please, can I take a photo of that? Because that's just ridiculous. They thought I was weird. They were locals. They thought I was really strange, taking pictures of their food. But hey, you got to do it. I'm just a stupid tourist, you know. Again, more food. They go all out on some of their chips in these places. They had so much. I mean, that one had the apple on. Again, not mine. That was not mine. I'm not putting apple on my chips. It looks good. Looks a great picture, but no, I'm not putting apple on. But yeah, fantastic food. And now I'm not a drinker. I will drink Pepsi Max and Pepsi Max Cherry until the cows come home, right? It's not the best thing to drink. I do drink water, but you know. But I don't really drink alcohol. Can't stand it. It's like pond water to me. Really is. But I did quite like a cherry beer. Cherry beer, sitting there with a little plate of snacks, some mayonnaise and a cherry beer, looking out on that. It was just great. It really was. And you would see in Belgium, the bars, they've got like... They've got so many beers. It's either a book that comes out as a menu, or it's you have to scan the QR code, and it's just page after page after page. The thing that really surprised me is I want to know where they keep all their glasses, because they bring the glass for that beer out. So it's like they have a glass for every single beer. Now, they can't just have one, because if you order two, they've got to have two, right? Where are they keeping all these glasses? There's so many, hundreds of beers they've got on offer. But yeah, the cherry beers, I definitely recommend you trying them. Now, grand architecture. This was incredible. Now, this place was in France as I was on the way back. I was really lucky to be able to get my drone up with this, because I rode my bike into, I say I rode my bike. I got an electric bike. I used the throttle. I didn't ride, not at all. Come on. I don't need to lie to you, lot, do I? So I throttled my bike in from a local supermarket, because I just parked in a supermarket. I knew I wanted to get into the city. I didn't want to park right in there or anything like that, or struggle. So I just found a big supermarket. I found it on like Google Maps and Street View, and parked in the corner, then got my bike out, throttled my way in, and then got to here. Now, I did take my drone in with me. Now, I was thinking I might be able to, throw it up, get a quick shot, so, and then there was a police station just here. So, I saw some police officers, and I thought, do you know what? I'll just ask. So I got Google Translate out. I said, can I fly this drone? They looked at me again like I was a 5-year-old. And I was really crazy. And they were like, yeah, if you want to play with your toys, play with your toys. You do what you want. And so I was like, yes. So I literally sat on the doorstep of the police station just in case they come and had a go at me. I was like, no, he told me I could do it. He told me I could do it. Right. And then I flew this drone around and I got these incredible shots, which I was loving. But, there's a bit of a, it looks great, right? We can't take that away from it. But I think they didn't finish it. I mean, ain't they meant to be a bit pointy? They're not helipads. I know that, but they just thought, well, we'll stop there. We've gone high enough. We'll just stop there. But that was an absolute stunning place to visit. Now, again, inside, you just feel so small and insignificant to how big these structures are. I mean, I know we've got skyscrapers, but they're pretty boring, aren't they? They're just like oblongs in the sky, you know. The detail and how long they've been standing. I'm not a religious person at all, but I can appreciate what went into them. This was in Ghent. I was throttling my way around the city on my bike, and this just appeared out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know how it appeared out of nowhere because it's quite big, right? But this was, in Ghent, and it was absolutely beautiful. Now, there is water. I didn't fish this place. I would have probably caught Free Willy there. I really would. I probably would. You know, that's the one place I didn't try and fish. But again, amazing place to see. Now, France. These are some of the best places I went in France. Again, let's see. The French know. Points. They got the memo. Another beautiful place, just along a canal. Water. Did I? No, not at all. We would, when we were travelling around, me and Pete, we'd often pull over in the rest areas and just, stay there for a couple of hours to cook lunch, have the best beverage in the world, and then just, mosey on again on our way, because it was just so relaxed, so easy to do that while you're over there. Belgium, I've got such a love for Belgium because the food. I mean, come on. The food and the architecture itself is amazing. It really is. And the Netherlands, who knew duck shops were so popular? There's so many duck shops of all sorts of ducks. It's just, I never knew there was that many. This was probably, I think I only went on 2 campsites my entire tour of about 7.5, 8 weeks. And this was the one in Amsterdam. Really good if you want to go into Amsterdam. Bit expensive, but it's a very convenient place at the end of a train line. So one end is the campsite, the other end is central Amsterdam, if you want to visit Amsterdam city. So really good place to go. But Amsterdam was a great place. The Netherlands was pretty good. I wasn't the amazing fan of the Netherlands, but of Amsterdam itself, but it was a beautiful place to walk around and all little quirky shops. I love a tat shop. I'll spend hours walking around them and just spend money and then go, why have I bought this? What did I want this for? Hints, tips, and what I'll do next time. Now, Google Translate app. Do many of you use that? Yep, definitely. It is amazing. Now, I would often run up to a random French person and just click play. And then, can you listen? And they're like, ah. And then it starts talking French, and then they start listening, and then they're like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then I would press, you could press another button, and then they can respond in French, and then it will translate it for me, which was great. Now, I never had any problem with that. Now, I know there's the old thing, going to France, but it's for the French people. I didn't find that at all. I found the French people very accommodating, really helpful. None of them, didn't want to talk to me or didn't want to help me or anything at all. They were all really helpful. And Google Maps. Google Maps was amazing. I would suggest with both of them that you can download the data beforehand. So you can download the maps, you can download the languages that you want. So if you haven't got data or you're not on any Wi-Fi or anything, you can use it. Now, Park for Night. I am an ambassador of Park for Night. I went to go see Park for Night while I was over there. But Park for Night is amazing over there. You can find, if you've got the premium plan, which I think is like a tenner a year or something, you can then filter by what you want. So if you just want to find places that have got an Elson point, you can just find all those. If you just want to find a place to park, you can find all those. And there's reviews and everything, and they were really, really, really helpful. Like I say, park and rides and supermarkets were great places to park. Now, a lot of the supermarkets over there haven't got like the AMPRs or the 3 hours like we have. I'm not saying none of them have, but so double check. I don't want any of you telling me you got a fine and you want me to pay it, because I'm not. All right. So do check. But their supermarkets are really quite big. So if you just want to nip into somewhere, go try a restaurant, or just have a little look around the city for a couple of hours, they're a great place to just pit stop, leave the motorhome because it's relatively safe. There's a lot of people around, and it's quite a big place to park. We still haven't done with food. We're not done with food. Buffets. Now, food out in in France especially was quite expensive, like in the supermarkets. I remember I was going into the supermarket and I was buying like packs of ham. I've never seen so many packs of ham. Like you can buy it in a 2 slice, a 4 slice, a 6 slice, a 10 slice. And I'm like, who's buying 2 slices of ham? Who is buying it? Now, it worked out about €1 a slice. Now, I don't know how you lot make your ham sandwiches, but I eat 2 slices while I'm making the sandwich. You know, so I'm already at €6 for this sandwich, right? So that's quite an expensive sandwich. So when I needed a good feed, because I do need a good feed clearly, I went to some buffets, like Chinese buffets, but it's Chinese buffets and world buffets, and they are incredible because they're aimed at the locals. So in France, I went into a few, and they're about 20, €25. And you've got all the cheeses. Like, cheeses just go on and on and on. And then you've got all the meats, the cured meats, and there's just so much in there that we don't have in ours. So if you do want to, experience quite a lot of food for a good bang for your buck, then definitely go to a buffet. But be careful. I was with a friend, Mevi, and we were in there eating we'd only been there 2 days, and he's like, these chicken wings are a bit weird. I'm like, Mev, they're not wings. They're frog's legs. These are wings. And he's like, I've eaten 4. I'm like, well, you should have asked the expert. It's not as if I don't know my way around a wing. Now, internet from the UK, I used my phone and I added the roaming plan. I'm with EE, so I've got an unlimited plan over here. So I added the roaming plan, so then I had unlimited whilst I was over there. I did go into a shop when I was over there because, again, I could have asked people, but I just went and found out and made mistakes myself. I went into a shop called 3, FREE in France, and I took a contract out with them. I think they gave me like 220 gig for the month for like €20. Now, top tip, buy it in cash, because I did give them my email, and you'll know why now. Once you cross over, now I didn't know I was crossing borders, because over there you're just driving around. I only knew when I was in another country was when EE texted me saying, welcome to Belgium. So it's like, I didn't know I was now in Belgium, or welcome to France, you're back in France. I didn't know. But that 220 gig was for in France, not abroad. So they only gave me 25 gig abroad. So as soon as I went over the border, I went over the border pretty quickly into my trip. So I used that 25 gig really quick, and then they cut me off, which was fine because it was just a paid up front. But then I couldn't use it. I could use the 220 gig when I got back to France, but then they sent me an email saying they wanted €60 to unlock the SIM. And I was like, no, I haven't done anything. You've locked it. I'm not going to do that. They still send me emails today trying to collect that €60. So I'm glad I didn't give them a card, because I'm sure they'll try and take it. But yeah, just be careful with things like that. And, I went and found another SIM card. It is quite expensive out there, but there are plans out there that you can get. Mosquitoes, you need to take a kill kit. Yeah. An absolute, be armed up with everything you need. The citronella candles, I was going to get the citronella candles and the smelly sticks, the scent sticks and all this and that. And they're quite expensive out there because they know you need it. So over here, you can buy a pallet for £5 on Amazon. Just get that delivered and then just take it with you, ready to go. But yeah, they weren't like the midges in Scotland that bad, but there were plenty around. So just when you're parked up and it's a still air, then yeah, get them out. This is a real random one. I am type 2 diabetic, so I try and stay away from the sugar. So I drink like juice, sugar-free juice, squash. I didn't find it that easy to find out there. I know it's a real random one, but hey, I'm random, you know me. So next time I'll take a few more bottles, because I ran out pretty quick, and then it was just really quite hard to find one. You can find one low sugar, but not no sugar. So, it's just a thing. And the ice maker. I can't get through a talk without talking about gadgets and gizmos, and especially about my ice maker. Any of you got an ice maker in your motorhome? Yes. See, she knows. She knows. Ice makers are an absolute godsend. My ice maker makes, I can't remember if it's 9 cubes every 12 minutes or 12 every 9. and I just have it on because it's sunny. So it's going to be hot and it's sunny. So I've got the solar. I can use it, and having ice cold drinks all day, every day, and then even using some bags of ice and putting them in the fridge to keep the fridge temperature down and help it when it's really hot. Really did help. It was really good, and that was my first trip to Europe.
We'll open it up to questions if anyone
Any
has
questions?
anything to ask Darren. Oh,
Yeah.
we pass the microphone so we can record the audio.
Hi there. What sort of budget did you set yourself daily?
that requires planning.
Yeah.
That requires planning. I didn't. I'll be brutally honest. I didn't. I just went and just did it. I am living, so it is. I'm not going to extremes and doing things. Most stuff didn't really cost that much when I was out there for what I did. The food was a bit expensive. I went to some restaurants and all this and that, but most of the actual activities, like going to the going to do the tours and the activities and architecture and all that, really wasn't that expensive. But yeah, I couldn't say how much I actually put aside each day, but it wasn't excessive. It really wasn't. It was a pretty normal life for me, to be fair. Yeah. Anyone else? Don't be scared. Sorry? What? Oh. The wrong one. The wrong bait. Yeah, I really didn't have the right bait at all.
Those park and rides.
Yep.
Are they on Park for Night?
Yes.
You found them on there?
Yeah, they are. They are. And I did. Not all of them are on there. And I would search Park and Ride when I'm on Google Maps as well within the area, and then just zoom in and see what it says on the website and try and see the board if it doesn't say anything on the pictures or anything. And then I'd always have, if I'm going to go to that place, that Park and Ride, I'd always have another one nearby or something, another backup. If I go to get there and there's like a massive height barrier for whatever reason, I can just go, right, location 2, keep rolling, But it never really happened. They're not really a worry. Anyone else?
Hi, did you find the Park for Nights easy to use over there? Because I know over here, they're not always updated, and sometimes you can find locations which is not suitable. Did you find that over there as well?
No, I didn't. No, I did look at the reviews, and I always look at the reviews, even over here. And then I'll zoom in on, so I won't just stop at the Park for Night. I'll then go to Google Street View and Google Maps and just have a little look. And then usually when you're on Street View, somewhere on that image down in the corner, it will usually say a copyright, like Google copyright, and it will usually say a year. So if it says like 6 years ago, that is an image from 6 years ago. So there could be a whole housing estate there now. So yeah, just take that, as you see it. But yeah, I would zoom in on that. But most of them were pretty cool.
I know you used Park for Night.
Yep.
But in some of the supermarket car parks you went to and
Yep.
hypermarkets, did any of them offer overnight?
I'm going to say yes, because I parked there. They were very accommodating. To be fair, I was. They didn't have signs saying "Please sleep here" or anything like that. They didn't have them or motorhome parking.
And they didn't say that you couldn't.
And they didn't say you couldn't. So it's. But a lot of them had like the ones that I stopped at had like a washing machine in the corner or things like that, and they closed quite early. So. They've gone home. Again, I'm invisible. I don't know how, but I'm invisible. So I just park up. I'm doing the laundry or something, and then I just stay. And then they've not really. No one looked at me. No one come near. No one batted an eyelid. To be fair.
Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions? Oh, hang on. Yep.
I've got an older vehicle. Did you have a problem with emissions over there in any of the zones or anything?
So I done the Critair sticker, and there was a few times like when I was going near Paris, it said, "Oh, this is a low emission zone," so I just steer cleared around it.
So there's plenty of warning. So there's warning before
Oh,
you get to it.
yeah, on my sat nav and on Google, it
Maps,
did show.
It'll give it on Google Maps, will it? If
Yeah,
you're
on Google
following
Maps,
the route.
it can show it because I think you can go in the settings and it can show it. Now, I don't know how up to date they are,
No,
but I just stayed away from the main heart of cities.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
I haven't had any.
They've given me a nice Criteria 5 for mine.
Yeah, I think I'm probably around
About
the
the lowest you can get, I think.
Yeah, I'm probably. I think I'm a 4. But
beat
it
you.
was So yes, they don't like it, to be fair. But I just the only thing I didn't do. I've never done tolls because I've never been over there. I've never done the tolls, so I don't know how fast the tolls make the roads. You know, like how quick you get from A to B with a toll and without a toll. So I just avoided all tolls. So now I don't know any different, and it saved me money, obviously. So I don't know any different. So I just mosey on around, and I didn't get any fines. You know.
Hi,
Yep.
Dad. Happy birthday for yesterday.
Thank you very much.
What was your high point of your adventure, and what was your lowest point?
The high point. The high point would probably be, I'd probably do the low point would be like, why haven't I done this sooner? It was like I could have been over here way a long time ago and getting out there and traveling and experiencing all that food, and trying to do some fishing over there as well. But so that was probably the thing. And the best I'd say was just the park up, just the freedom of being out there and not having that feeling. I know it's not everyone might experience it, but that feeling of you're not doing anything wrong. You're just there to travel and just have a good time. You know, you're buying your bits and bobs. You know, and yeah, you're just free to roam around. Really good. Anyone else?
No.
I went in May. 7.5, 8 weeks. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Anyone else? Belgium and Ghent. That was amazing. The one thing I didn't like too much about France was they didn't have much snack food or street food. They like a full meal, don't they? You know, and then I would get up, I'd do a little bit of work in the morning, and I'd be like, right, it's 11:30, I'll go out now. Oh no, I won't because they're closed. That's a 2-hour break. And then on Sunday is family day, and there's no lorries on the road. So I would drive on Sundays quite a lot because I could be stopping every 5 minutes because no one's behind me because the roads are dead. So I'd be like a proper tourist stopping every 5 minutes taking a photo. But because Sunday's a family day and they're off, they're like, oh, we'll close Monday as well. We might even just close Tuesday. So then first 3 days, I've got nothing to do. But yeah, the one thing I didn't like about France, and that's only me, and that is quite trivial, is they didn't have snack food and street food, you know, walking around. Like it was just, you know, you want a proper glass of wine and duck confit or something, you know. So I didn't want that for lunch. I just wanted some snack food. But that was just me. Okay. Anyone else?
Oh, cool. Where are you?
Oh, yeah. That's all right. Oh, I went with the shuttle, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was driving down, I used Beth's and Ricky's video on YouTube because I've never been and I didn't know where I got to go, what lane I got to go or anything like that. So I watched their video about 4 times. Definitely recommend watching that. But yeah, getting down there and then getting on, it looks like a real tight squeeze, but then you see coaches doing it and you see other things doing it. And yeah, it's great. And it is a really quick crossing. You just open your skylight, crack your windows, sit on the sofa, and 30 minutes later, you're there. And you're like, oh, right, now I've got to drive on the wrong side of the road. Let's go. But yeah, no, really easy crossing. No. So I did take a portable one because I was testing one, but it really was not that any good, to be fair. It was when we went out for the day and then I come back, the motorhome was like 37 degrees. So the no aircon's going to fight that. And the sun was starting to go down, but it was still that hot. So even if I did have the aircon, I didn't have the solar to keep up with it. So yeah, I've got max fans going forward. I've got a couple of max fans installed and a few bigger fans dotted around the motorhome. So as long as I've got air moving, I think I should be all right, you know. And I've got my ice maker, remember? So it's all good. Yeah.
probably call it there. So where are you going next?
I will be going back over to Europe in November and December. Shock for the Christmas market foods. Yes. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you.